Shalawam, Israel. I want to give all honor, glory, praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, and in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. In this video, we're going to do something a little different today. In this video, I'm going to show you a quick, basic recipe on how to cook unleavened bread. Now, I mean, you have a lot of brothers that's just coming into the truth. You have a lot of brothers and sisters who's coming into the truth. Can't forget about the sisters who's coming into the truth. This may be your first time keeping the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and then you got brothers and sisters who's a little bit more seasoned in this thing. Whether you just coming into this thing, or whether you more seasoned, in this video, most high willing, is edifying just to prepare a quick, basic unleavened bread for this Passover season. You know what I'm saying? And I want to bring out a couple precepts. So I want to bring out Baruch 2 and 30. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 30. For I know that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of our captivity, they shall remember themselves. So as we are in this land of captivity, this is an example of, we're remembering ourselves, as far as we're remembering our nationality. We're remembering that we God's chosen people. We're the Israelites, and part of that remembrance is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And part of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments is keeping these feast days. This is a very important time that we must adhere to, that we must keep. So we're remembering ourselves as far as keeping the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to bring it out in the Torah, in the book of Exodus, chapter 34 and verse 18. The Feast of Unleavened Bread thou shalt keep. So the Most High commanded us to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread. So in this season, for 7 days, we're supposed to take the leaven out of the physical leaven out of our houses, and we're supposed to eat unleavened bread with our meals. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, as I commanded thee. The Most High commanded us to keep these feast days. The Most High and not only that, he commanded us to keep it exactly how he said it's supposed to be kept. We can't do whatever we want, Israel. As I commanded thee in the time of the month of Abib, for the month of Abib thou comest out of Egypt. So this is in the actual calendar, the real calendar, this is the first month of the year. As I'm doing this video, this is the first month of the year. So this is the season to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So in this video, I'm going to show you just a basic recipe on how to make unleavened bread. Let's get on. So we're going to get into this preparation real quick. So we're going to go through the ingredients, because like I said, this is real basic, you know what I'm saying? But this is like a base. This is a basic recipe, but then at the same time, you can add things to it. Like more in particular, I'm more of a fan of, like, maybe you can add a little garlic, you can add a little onion, you can add little herbs. You know what I'm saying? That would be my recommendation. But again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I'm more than happy to answer any questions. So again, we have flour, we have olive oil, salt, lukewarm water. And some of the tools that's going to be needed, I'm going to use a rolling pin, bench scraper, a measuring cup. So I already measured out my ingredients, but again, we will put the recipe in the description box. So first, what you want to do, you take your olive oil, you throw it in the you take the flour, you throw it in the bowl. Throw it in the bowl, because you want to use a bigger bowl. You know what I'm saying? Because you need surface area to incorporate and mix all your ingredients. So you're gonna take your flour, you're gonna take your olive oil, you're gonna throw it right in the flour, and then you're gonna take your salt. And again, I'm gonna leave the exact measurements in the description box. And then you want to kind of mix it around. So this is why you need a spoon. You want to kind of mix it around. Incorporate the olive oil, incorporate the salt, You know, mix it around, mix it around, mix it around. You're gonna notice it's gonna be like a little clumpy. You're gonna have little clumps in it, and that's fine, you know. So then I have about 2 cups of water. So you want to do a 2-to-1 ratio. So you got 2 cups of water, 2 cups of flour, and then you want to do about a cup of water. Again, we want to do like a 2-to-1 ratio. So hypothetically, if you double in the recipe, if it's 4 cups of flour, you want to do 2 cups of water, and so on and so forth. So what we're doing is you want to slowly add. You don't want to just dump all the water in. You want to slowly add. Slowly add. Slowly add. You know, incorporate it. You want to make sure that like, you know, it's not too much water, it's not too dry, so it needs a little more. And so, you know, like I said, just 1 cup, and you kind of mix it around. You mix it around, mix it around. So now we incorporated the flour, the oil, and the salt. So now you wanna have a clean surface, a clean flour surface, and we're gonna dump this in here, right? So now we want to start kneading. So this step, see, this is where the flour comes in, because it's gonna be a little sticky, but that's okay, because you want the bread to be on the moisture side. You don't want it to be dry. But so, you know, all you gotta do is you're gonna knead. So this step, we're gonna knead the dough for about, let's say, a minute. You know, a couple minutes. You're gonna knead. If you need a little more flour, just do that. Just knead. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still gonna be a little sticky, but as you're doing it, you're gonna notice it's not gonna be as sticky. And then once you can touch it and it bounces just like that, then you know you're on the right track. You know what I'm saying? So again, you're gonna knead. Maybe add a little flour if it's a little, but you want to keep kneading. Again, you want to knead this for about a couple minutes. It doesn't take that long. Knead. If you need a little flour, it's gonna be a little sticky, but you want it to be a little sticky because, again, you don't want to have a dry bread. You know what I'm saying? All you need is just to give it a little flour. And keep kneading, knead. You know, to activate the gluten, incorporate all the ingredients. You know what I'm saying? Real simple. Boom. So now you got your dough. You know, it doesn't take that long. Again, a couple minutes. So then this is where the bench scraper comes in. You got your bench scraper. And you want to divide it. You know what I'm saying? You want to divide it. Maybe so you could divide it in about 6 to 8 pieces, depending on how big you want your bread to be. So in this case, I'm gonna do about 8 pieces. See, this recipe, essentially, what you could do is you can make one recipe or double it, and you have unleavened bread for the whole week. So, you know, we understand brothers is busy. Brothers may have 2 jobs, 1 job, 2 jobs, working long hours. Maybe you don't want to come home and making this every time. So to be diligent, you can double this recipe, keep it in the freezer, and when you rest your meal, you can just take the portion out. You know what I'm saying? So now in this step, you want to kind of do it, roll it in a ball. You know, kind of form it. You want to have a nice ball. Form it. It don't have to be super symmetrical. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be super perfect. You know what I mean? You just roll it to the ball. You add a little bit more flour. Just always make sure you have flour on hand. You know what I'm saying? Now this is where the rolling pin comes in. Now, what I like to do I like to roll it out flat. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no yeast in the bread. So there's no yeast in here. So air is not really incorporated in it. So if you don't want to have like a dense, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't really want to have a dense bread. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like to roll it out kind of flat. Kind of in a form of like a tortilla. You know what I'm saying? So again, in a flour surface, you roll it out. So, I mean, even this step right here, what I like to do, I start in the middle, and then I go out. Then you turn. Start in the middle, go out, turn. Start in the middle, go out, turn. You know? You practice this at homes. It can be, like I said, it's easy, but then with practice, it just becomes a little bit more easy. You know what I'm saying? So so now, again, you want to have a flour surface, because it can kind of stick to the surface. So you know, make sure you have a little space. So boom, you got one right there, and then you want to keep going. You want to keep going, and then I'm gonna roll it all out, and then I'm gonna show you how I cook it on the pan. So now I got all my bread already pre-rolled out in the sheet pan. So now what I'm gonna do, you gotta take a cast iron pan or whatever pan you have at home. You wanna do like a medium-high heat. You don't wanna go too high, you don't wanna do too low. Medium-high heat. You're gonna add a little bit more olive oil to coat the bottom. You know what I'm saying? And then you just wanna do it one by one. You know? This is gonna be about a couple minutes per side. It cooks relatively real quick. You know what I'm saying? You want to cook a little side. You want to take your spatula, because sometimes the heat will see how I was rising a little bit. You want to kind of press it down a little bit. Make sure the dough touches the surface of the pan. You know, you want to be patient. You know, that's why it's good to cook in medium-high heat. You want to be patient, because you don't want it to be too, because if you cook it too high, it will get too dark. You know what I'm saying? You want a nice, you know, kind of light brown unleavened bread. You feel what I'm saying? So you want to put it down. And again, I'm gonna put all the ingredients in the description. We'll put all the ingredients in the description box. You know what I'm saying? If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, you know what I'm saying, you could just leave a comment, and I'll answer any questions that any of the Apttmh may have. You know, any of the brothers and sisters may have. You know. So it's going. So now, these are some of the indicators to know that when it's ready to flip. So now you're gonna see little air pockets. You're gonna notice sometimes you'll notice that it gets a little brown. You're gonna notice the edges around, you know. But mostly the air pockets. The air pockets will kind of indicate to you that okay, it's ready to flip. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. Right, you want to let it go a little more. See, this is why I like to roll it out flat, because again, you know, because there's no leaven in it, you don't want it. Air is not incorporated. You know, the yeast is not incorporated. So that's why I like to roll it flat, because then you're gonna have more of a moister consistency. When if you just cook it like as a whole lump, then you know it could be a little on the drier side. So boom, see, the first side is gonna cook a little longer than the first side is gonna cook a little longer than the second side. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of what you want to. This is kind of what you're looking for, kind of light brown. You know what I'm saying? And then yeah. So I'm gonna keep doing it, and then at the end, this is gonna be a plate of fresh unleavened bread through the Spirit, man. Again, you know what I'm saying? It's easy, you know. Again, I'll answer any questions brothers and sisters may have, but it's, you know, it's real simple, real straightforward. Because, and that's another thing too, man. We don't got to deal with Amalek's nasty ass matzah crackers, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't dealing with that in these last days, man. We can make our own stuff that's way better than any store-bought matzah crackers that you're gonna get. You know what I mean? And then you can get real creative with it. You know what I'm saying? Once you have this, you can maybe put some pizza sauce with some cheese. You know, you can do this with your children. You know what I'm saying? You can make little pizzas with it. You know, if you have some spread, you can put a little spread in the bottom with some, you know, sliced turkey, lettuce, tomato, cheese, or whatever. You know, you have a little wrap. Hey, it's endless of what you can do once you have this. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So we good. This is a fully cooked unleavened bread. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna be making the rest of these. So all praise to the Most High. As you see, we have a plate of fresh, homemade unleavened bread. You know what I'm saying? Once again, we don't have to deal with because you know I've heard brothers, you know, they'll tell me things like, man, I had to get them matzah crackers, some nasty. I had to eat matzah crackers throughout the week and stuff like that. Listen, you don't gotta do all that. You don't gotta deal with Amalek's nasty matzah crackers. You feel what I'm saying? You can make, this is fresh, homemade, unleavened bread. You can prepare for yourself and your family. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm going to leave the instructions, the ingredients, the recipe in the description box. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I'll answer it myself. You know what I'm saying? This is Brother Ahyawab, Watchman for Israel, Los Angeles. Kwam Yashala. Shalom.